That's Echo and the Bunnymen, The Cutter. You're listening to Russell Brand on 6 Music. Morning. Hope you're alright and that. I'm here with Matt Morgan, he's driving the desks. Trevor Locke's here, he's in charge of telephones and competitions. That's what you do, isn't it, Trev?
Yes, it is, yes.
It's good to have you. Are you alright today, Matt?
Yes, yes.
We're going to talk about loads of stuff today, right? But we thought mostly we would talk... Because last week we talked about, like, irrational fears and hatreds and stuff like that, and revealed our great nation, Britain, you might be listening abroad, the nation of Britain, to be one full of neurotics and pansies and such. I know people from Australia and Ireland also had a lot of irrational fears and hatred. So to balance that, this week we thought, oh, let's talk about things we like, but like peculiar quirks, really, as opposed to like, oh, I love like the sensation of climax. That, for example, is an understandable biological necessary function. More things that are a little bit odd, like, right, Matt, what's that odd thing that you like that you've just revealed to us?
Well, it's not... Well, it is odd.
It is odd.
It is odd, yeah.
Yeah, let's not query whether or not it's odd.
I like running for a bus, but when you get the bus, I just like that feeling of...
Triumph.
It's a mini little action hero adventure thing. You run for the bus,
Yeah.
you get on the bus, you've achieved something. It's
So-
like hunting.
Yeah,
It's
so
almost hunting.
going through, so it's like you think it's a primal thing, going through your head while you're going through, I'm going to get this bus, then you get
Yeah.
it, you like that feeling.
I like breaking into a run,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, getting to the... I like it when there's people getting on the bus and they're ahead of you, and then it looks like the last person's got on.
And you just make it.
Just make it, get on the bus, and then you achieve something.
It's like you've overcome adversity in that moment. Okay.
Perhaps a little sad, but...
I know.
Do you feel
it's-
like a hunter? Do you feel like you've caught
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
that's my gazelle.
Right, that bus
The
is
1,
your
3,
gazelle.
4.
Nice one. I like it if you're on a bus and you're not meant to get off, but you're at traffic. You know, there's that button above the door that's
Yeah.
under a little hatch. It's only for emergencies, that button. I like to, like, you know, if like, because I don't like the authority of the bus driver. Sometimes he runs that like it's his citadel, like that's his kingdom. While you're on my bus, you'll play by my rules. It's a bit like every bus journey I've ever had's a bit like the film Speed. I like it when you can just press that button, release yourself, and I like the feeling of glum impotence, like the look of glum impotence on the face of the bus driver as I stride off into my life in my pointy boots. What about you? That's an understandable thing, isn't it? Because that's like I've overcome
beaten
something
the
as well.
system, yeah.
The system in my mind, I'm Che Guevara in that moment. What about you, Trev? What's your odd quirky thing that you like?
Well, I like power cuts.
Well, you like it when? Would you? In what sense? Like, if I say we were to cut the tendons in your legs, would you enjoy
Well,
that?
no, that's not. That's the hydraulic cut. That's not a power thing.
Really?
That's just severing tendons. No, I like going into the darkness, candles.
The Blitz spirit.
Exactly. Yeah, it's exciting. I
That's
think
probably because you'd have been better off in the 1940s. That's where you belong.
I don't
you
know.
Ancient English oddity, you.
it's a chance to show ingenuity, isn't it? And it
Right.
puts you out of the routine.
Okay, so that's quite nice. They're just 3 odd things that me, Matt, and Trev enjoy, right? So let's think about other odd things you like. What was it you said, Matt? You like treading on a cigarette packet if it's empty, the satisfying crunch.
Yeah.
You think, a lot of people
Yeah.
may identify with that. You do, like, there's nothing wrong with that, dear. There's nothing more natural than a fully grown man stomping round the gutter, stomping on cigarette packets. If you've got an odd quirk of some kind, why don't you text us on 64046 or email russell.6music@bbc.co.uk. But for now, let's listen to Broke by Captain. Any fool can hear that this is Amina Menina by Bees, but later, at some point, you will hear Broke by Captain. Amina Menina, Bees. Amina Menina by Bees. I like that, I like that. No. What, is that from something else, that? Because I think it sounds like it's from something else. What do you-
You thought it was from These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Trev thinks that.
It could be. It's similar to that thing,
It's just
isn't
the
it?
same instrument.
It's just the same instrument.
Well,
Trev.
it's the bass guitar, which
There ain't
features
only
in
one
many
in the world, and
kids.
everyone's using it, Trip. They're all borrowing it. Okay, so we're talking about things that we like. We've got a jingle. I like it. But it just says that. That's whenever we're talking about something we like, it's going to go like that. That's my Jerry and the Pacemakers. That's your idea, isn't it, Trevor?
Thank you. It was, yeah.
Well, Trevor.
It's a good
Thanks, Matt,
idea.
thank you.
So, like, Matt reckons Matt knows that he likes running for a bus because it gives him a sense of triumph in his otherwise one monotonal life. Trevor likes power cuts because it gives him a chance to be a hero. I like pressing the button to open the emergency stop button on the door of buses because I like the feeling that I'm challenging authority when in fact I'm a gutless coward. We've got a message here from Helen in Southampton going, "Hello, morning to you all. I really like the thrill of holding really streamlined cutlery." I like it. Do you reckon? I don't reckon that Jerry the Pacemaker jingle will ever get irritated. This is our first link of it, and I can already sort of sense this.
No, I can still say that I honestly.
Really, you still like it? Okay. So I can understand really liking streamlined cutlery.
That's that's like enjoying well-made things.
That's enjoying a good bit of design.
Streamlined cutlery. I mean, it goes faster. It's easy. It's more aerodynamic into the mouth. Streamlined.
If you ain't got into a domestic strife, you could plunge it into the thigh of your spouse with far greater ease. Perhaps, Helen, you should give us more information on that. But I understand. It's because it's like
thinner.
It's thinner. It's like a nice, beautiful thing. I can imagine it now. I imagine, Trevor. I don't know what you.
A pitchfork.
Yeah, jab
and a
away
shovel.
at your warthogs with a pitchfork. Do that. Yeah, so if you want to join in with us talking about stuff you like, you can. Later on, we're going to have guests on the show. With like Carl Pilkington's coming on for a chat. If I can get in touch with him, I don't know what's wrong with that fella. And we're just going to ring up Noel Gallagher and all. But like, he reckons he's in the countryside.
Noel Gallagher off of Oasis.
Off of Oasis, yeah. We're going to ring him up. We'll talk to him in about an hour once we've got things going a little bit, talking about things that we like. Do that. I like it once more, Matt. It's uplifting, isn't it? I like it. I like the way he just says it once like that. It's nice.
Do you think if I press it twice, it would sound like the song?
See. I like it. I like no, it doesn't really, because there wasn't that hiatus. There's no hiatus like that in the Pacemaker's original. So, okay, now earlier we mentioned Broke by Captain. It turned out that it was premature mention of him, but this time when I mentioned him, it couldn't be more apposite, because here he come, look. That's Broke by Captain. You're listening to Russell Brand on 6 Music. The topic of conversation is best defined thusly. I like it. We're talking about things that we like, right? Matt likes running for a bus, gives him a sense of glee. Trev likes power cuts for the excitement. I like pressing that button, emergency button on bus doors to escape. Writing a title in black ink and double underlining in red with a ruler in my notebook, says Wendy in the borough. Congratulations, Wendy, for the night. Then look at this person. Oh, they've not put their name. This is mysterious. But this person loves the smell of horse manure. Obviously I wouldn't wear it behind my ears, she says. Growing up happy around. Then with text language they've done a wink. You know, like with text language, like a
smiley face.
It's a winking one.
Right.
It's like a semicolon and a bracket, open bracket, closed bracket, doing a smiley, like doing a wink. Like, so that's been said with this sort of sentiment.
Thank you for explaining that at length.
Well, I just wanted you to know the exact mood of this text. Growing up happy around horses, not Animal Farm style. I mean, I assume she means that she didn't see her life on the farm as an allegory for the fall of the Soviet Union. So that she reckons that's influenced her love of horses. Yeah, Boxer was lovely in that film and book by Orwell. This one is from Smike. He goes, on a way to a punk festival where I'll slam dance extremely violently, releasing vast quantities of pent-up aggression and frustration. Nothing better, says Smike.
I'm with him on that.
Letting out frustration. I let out my pent-up frustration, right. I've got my cat Morrissey. He has to have the window left open all the time so that he has absolute freedom. Sometimes this facilitates other cats coming to my house that ain't Morrissey. Sometimes I'm disturbed early morning by a rogue cat wandering around my house, and how I will deal with this matter is not like I won't deal with it like I'm a human. I'll deal with it like I'm another cat. You know, I'll come down to their level or go up to their level, depending on how you regard me, and like sort of go.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you go down on all fours and do it?
I'll sort of crouch down like I'm an evolved cat man.
And do you arch your back?
Do they fight back?
Yeah. No, mate, I've often I bully boyed them cats out of town. No, there's not one of them cats there stand up to me. If one did, I'd be really
Why
frightened.
doesn't your cat fight them?
Don't belittle
Because you
Morrissey.
called him Morrissey, you've undermined him.
I think if I was
Mopes
Russell's
around.
cat, though, I wouldn't do it. I'd let him do it. It'd be fun.
suppose.
I reckon that's why all the cats come round.
Why have an
They know
owner and
about
bark
you.
yourself?
They come in just to see you do it.
Yeah,
I think they secretly think it's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
They do not. They're scared of me. They're intimidated by me. Them cats.
I don't believe this human does this. No, honestly, go around there. It's pathetic.
Go round Morris's
It's in his
gaff.
pants.
They quake with terror, all those cats. I'm an overlord of the cat kingdom. If T.S. Eliot were alive today, he'd have to include it in his poems about cats. Oh, the cat overlords, man. How they are afeard of him. Agadoo, the cat, or whatever them cats were called. I've not read it. So, Dickie in Wokingham goes, what I like... let's do an I like it, because he's evoking it. I like it. The first person that texts us and says they're annoyed with that, Matt. No, we'll continue. Let's stick with this item. Because, like, you know, I like that jingle. I like it. I like the way it just says it once. What I like, says Dickie from Wokingham, is putting the kettle on in the morning and having a shave and a shower before the kettle has boiled.
That's unhygienic.
It's unhygienic to do that.
The kettle takes 3
minutes
so
to
he's
boil.
shaving and having a shower in that time.
I wonder what Dickie is shaving
He's
in that
having
time.
his hygiene dictated to by a kettle.
But I understand it, though. There's a tremendous satisfaction there, because what he's doing, he's being efficient. He's sort of overlapping two things, and he's creating more
It's
time
good
for himself.
time management,
It's
isn't
brilliant.
it? Because
Yeah.
while the kettle's boiled, what I just do is just pray that a cat comes in the house for me to victimise. You know, Dickie there, he's showered and shaved during that time. And then Tim from Bristol likes scraping the solidified washing powder from inside the walls of the box. And Alvin Hall, I can't get enough of him. I don't know who Alvin Hall is, we'll have to find out about that. But this scraping the solidified washing powder from inside walls of the box, that sounds almost sexualised to me, doesn't it?
Nice, yeah.
It's erotic, Tim from Bristol. Excellent. It's nice, this, because it's talk about things we like. I like it. So, OK, what should we listen to now?
Hot Chip, Boy from School.
Let's listen to those. Coco Taylor, Wang Dang Doodle. Before that, we had Hot Chip, Boy from School. You listen to Russell Brand on Six Music. We're talking about stuff we like, aren't we, Matt?
Yes, we are. We are talking about this.
Matt's got all angry because we just found out that every time that's played, we have to play royalties to... Who wrote it?
Mitch Murray.
Mitch Murray. He'll get, like... But it's only the cumulative amount over the whole show, Matt. It'll probably be about, like, 1 minute, maybe. He'll get about a tenner.
Are you sure? What if he gets paid, like, because that's a bit of that song? What if he gets paid that's a whole song?
That's the whole song every time. What?
I
You,
don't like this anymore.
you don't like the idea of him
You
cashing
don't
in?
like it, but that's not fair. Just you're that's someone's fortune that you're not liking. I mean, he's
Mitch Murray worked hard for that, Matt. And I think that you're wrong to begrudge him.
Yeah, but every time we do that, we're just
helping a man.
slinging money up an alley.
No,
Slinging money up.
We're helping a man
Mitch
who's no
Murray.
longer famous. You know, he's
How do
probably.
you know, he might write jingles for adverts.
He does
I'm
now.
guessing he
That's
doesn't.
what we've reappropriated him to. So listen, if you want to join in with things you like, we've got some really good ones here, but we've got to do some news now because things keep happening in the world, right? So if you want to join in, tell us stuff you like, you can text us on 64046, or you can email russell.sixmusic@bbc.co.uk. Let's have a little listen to the news now. So, you're listening to Six Music, that's Primal Scream, isn't it? Country Girls, very uplifting.
Yeah.
I like it. That's not an unusual thing to like. Matt, see, go on then, if you're going to do it, you've got your finger hovering above the button, you're like George Bush. There you go. So, like,
Begrudge that every time now.
every time Matt does that, he begrudges giving...
How ironic.
Yeah, it's cruel, isn't it? You think, because he don't like the royalties going to that fella. OK, so we've got Steve on the line. You right, Steve?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm really well, Steve, except I can't hear Steve down my ears. I can only hear Steve sort of as if he's in some distant land. Steve, so what is it that you don't like? What is it that you do like, Steve?
Well, I do like watching children fall down.
You like watching children fall down?
Especially if they're being running on a shiny surface.
Like a mirror.
What's like a mirror, sorry?
Especially if they've been running on a shiny surface.
Like to see a child run on a shiny surface and then fall down. Yeah, fair enough. And look, why is that? Because it's as if they've been gloating previously while they've been running.
Not necessarily, it's just the way they think they can get away with things. They run around carefree, they don't care. You're in a rush, you're trying to get yourself on a Friday night, and there they are running around.
Brings them back. brings them back down to earth in a very literal way, I suppose, Steve, doesn't it?
Even though they haven't got force worth to fall.
That's right. That still don't diminish the pleasure. The other thing that you enjoy is, what's it like you like? It's because you sent us that text message.
Burning himself with candle wax. That's what he likes.
Yeah, fantastic.
Steve, you never combine these two pleasures, do you? You've never burned yourself with candle wax while watching a child fall over?
I did once. I was on fire in the local Tesco's. I went to do it again.
Yeah, I've never crossed the streams. Learn the lessons of Ghostbusters 1. Here, Steve, thanks for giving us your time, mate, because I know you're at work, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I'm working with hot steel.
With what, mate?
Hot steel.
Blimey. What you could do is put a bit of wax on there, get it all piping hot, tip that onto your abdomen, and just pray to God that a child nearby is tumbling to the floor. Hey, nice one. Thanks for your time, Steve. You take it easy, mate.
Cheers, bye.
Ta-da, mate. So,
Don't worry about Steve.
Why are you worried about Steve, Matt?
Those are odd things to like. I know that's the topic.
Yeah.
Children falling over.
I don't think that... well, that's all you've been framed, isn't it? You be framed is you be framed. You be. That's the Cornish version. You be framed is based around the pleasure of Schadenfreude.
I suppose, but that hot wax thing, I don't know if that was.
Well, that's
purely
erotic.
innocent.
There's a whole fetish around that, isn't there?
'Cause I understand playing with candles. You know, when you're at a restaurant.
Yeah,
great.
picking the wax off them things, burning
I
yourself
get it.
a
I think
bit.
it's fine, but I wouldn't like to be one of Steve's co-workers working in a hot steel if that's what he enjoys.
With all that molten
Fall and he
steel.
likes burning.
Exactly.
He's a health and safety nightmare, that man, isn't he,
He's on the
Steve?
phone. He's probably doing something really dangerous.
I think that's the thing he really likes, is doing dangerous things whilst he's in charge of hot steel.
I reckon he
Did he
is.
actually, did he say hot steel? That's what I thought he said.
He said hot steel.
Why is it hot?
Because he's in a furnace, probably. He's probably making things out of steel.
I don't know why that steel's hot. I don't think it should be. I think it's Steve is eroticising his job. I think that's what's going on there. Steve, thanks very
He makes
much for your time.
streamlined cutlery.
Streamlined Cutlery by old Steve. Okay, so yeah, if there's anything that you know what I think about old Steve and his numerous bizarre fetishes, I like 'em, Matt.
Really? Is that? Would you say this?
Yeah, that's what I'd say to communicate my love of those things. Alright, we'll talk about more stuff we like over the course of this. We'll have some more people on the phone. We've got some special guests coming up on this show, and we've got Trevor's competition, of course, and Story in Song. If you want to join in, you can text us on 64046 or email me, russell.6music@bbc.co.uk. What about now then? Marblehead Johnson by Blue Tones.
Let's have it.
The Blue Tones with Marblehead Johnson. You listen to Russell Brand on 6 Music. We're talking about things that we like, and every time we come across something that we like, Matt goes like this, which he now resents doing. We've got a text from Smike, right? He goes, I do believe you only have to pay a royalty fee for 12 seconds or more, so maybe we don't have to pay for that, Matt. Don't go married, shoving away like a thing possessed now. He's out of control, the lad. Play the entire Brazillo's version of I Like It, and I can slam dance on this here bus. I don't know if we've got access to it, Smike. And also, the idea of you like slam dancing around on that bus, that's health and safety issue, isn't it? Again, like, we were back into Steve territory there. It could be a menace. I don't want this show to become like a unifying force for the reckless, really.
That's what we do want.
Oh, actually, we do want that. What we want is to become a very anarchic, reckless programme.
Not selfish, reckless. I mean, on the bus, as long as you didn't hit anyone, that's quite a good thing to do.
Well, that's, you know, I'm sure there'll be something you can slam dance to, Smike. I've got nothing against it. We've got an email here, someone who likes it. It's Matthew in Cardiff. He goes, I really like it. Right, you might be drying the dishes and you put the last teaspoon onto a cutlery rack to make a complete set. I quite like that, although I've lost some of my cutlery.
Well, the thing where it hangs on.
Yeah, that cutlery tree. And yeah, people think that looks like, sort of like, you know, camping cutlery. But that's because I live a very peripatetic lifestyle.
You can get good versions of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think cutlery should be hung. Any cutlery that should be
snobbish.
By definition, that is not quality cutlery.
Because it's hanging from a tree.
Absolutely, that's not streamlined cutlery.
It's not streamlined, it's got to have that hole in it.
Exactly.
To hang it through, fair enough. And of course, Matthew from Cardiff also likes sticking a teaspoon through the foil on a coffee jar. Oh, right, you know, we're on about that bee song. It's from a song by a Brazilian Tropicalia band, Os Mutantes, so that's cleared out.
that's where that bass line's from.
Yeah.
From the original.
My rendition was good enough for them to get some money.
I won't worry about that, mate. I think that's unrecognisable.
Give them any money.
It just sounded like you were clearing catarrh from your throat. Unless there's someone that's recorded their sinuses, then we should be in no frugal difficulties there. Someone here, Dave from Southampton, he likes squeezing a spot. Let's go back to some of the things we like. What do you like, Matt?
I really like I like living out of a suitcase. I like being on holiday and living out of a suitcase, but when I come home, I don't unpack like a normal, well, I don't know if that's normal. I live out of it for, as long as I can.
Is that laziness or you actually like it?
It's a combination. It's laziness, but I like being lazy, so it's nice.
Yeah.
I don't wash clothes and put them back in the suitcase and just...
Right.
I just use the suitcase.
Once they go through the laundry system, they then enter back into the mainstream.
Yeah.
I've been putting them back in my suitcase.
Have you, Trev?
Yeah.
What is it with you two? You're living odd little lives.
I don't know.
Are you living together?
No, we're not. But I think it's the illusion that you could take off at any moment, or it's the illusion of freedom.
Do you have a suitcase with you? You can't take off. You'll be slowing you down.
Well, yes, but it's not like taking your house with you.
Yeah, it's like
Well, no, your house ain't designed to be taken with you. I don't know why you think you've got to take things with you everywhere.
Well, if you want to have a change of clothes, something to brush your teeth with, that's why we have luggage.
Trevor, you like killing mice. So before you tell us about your joy in killing mice.
Where does this come from? That's an unprovoked attack.
Yeah, because
No, you did tell us that you enjoyed killing them mice.
Yes, there's a satisfaction built up from the cumulative. Yeah, it's numbers. It's
Well,
numbers.
you've got
game. I
mice
don't like
in your
actually
house.
killing the mice. I find that horrible, and I don't like looking at the dead mouse.
But you've got a mouse league table in your mind.
There's a satisfaction.
How many you done this week then?
Well, last week it was 7 in a 7-day period.
Where do you live? What sort of place do you live?
Well, I've got a little bit of a problem, next door, and it's dodgy where I am.
That's why he wants to have a suitcase life.
You're right, 'cause he's got his...
In case the mice start to win.
I wouldn't be surprised if they turned against you. You're like a Jack the Ripper of the mouse world. You don't do anything with their corpses, do you, Trev?
No, I'll put them in the dustbin.
Necklaces.
No.
Do you make trophies
I
with
don't
their
like
little
it.
mice?
I actually don't like killing them, but it's nice when it's a satisfaction that I've cleared
No,
them out.
Trevor, you like it.
You like it. You like it too much.
You like...
Why did you just say that then?
That was the sound of Trevor killing a mouse.
I regret this.
Right,
I regret this. I should have said I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, you like it.
I don't
I'd like
like
to
it.
envisage, right, well, that's all of us listening, envisage Trevor gleefully killing
Stamping
6 or 7 a mouse's skull.
That's
and
not
then
how I killed them.
What happens after he kills a mouse?
You hear this for miles around.
Ringing out. Trevor jumping up, clicking his heels, all his little boots all covered in mouse flesh and skulls and bits of
I'd
grit.
like to see him in a big cape made out of mice, dead mice,
Mouse
screaming,
furs.
tortured faces, and him standing there proudly, puffing out his chest and saying,
Trevor Locke, slayer of mice. If you've got any more bizarre peccadillos, maybe you like, I don't know, torturing osses or something, you can text us on 64046 or you can email russell.6music@bbc.co.uk. Oh, there's an exciting contest coming up. Is that what we're going to listen to?
yes, that's awesome.
BBC.
6 Music.
Black and Blue Eyes by the Charlatans. You're listening to Russell Brand on 6 Music. We're talking about things that we like. Just before the Charlatans, Trevor confessed to liking killing little mice. So
That's an exaggeration.
The image that we need to have is a dead mouse splattered across Trevor's kitchen floor. Trevor, chest all puffed up, all nice, nipples erect, saying this.
No.
That's Trevor Locke. Right, and then we've got, look Trev, one of your like-minded loonies has got in touch. It's Scott from Oxford. He goes, Russell, I like it when you spray fly and wasp killer and then watch the fly or wasp do that thing where they shoot around the room really quicky, he says, not quickly, really quicky, hitting everything in sight and going a bit mental before they die. I like it, says Scott from Oxford. Do you get off on that as well, Trev?
I don't like it. I want to make this clear that this is your idea, Russell. I don't like it.
You don't like that? I think it's a right nice one, Scott from Oxford. That's a good contribution.
Also tell us that because of his mouse murdering, that he's scared of shoelaces, spaghetti, and anything that reminds him of mouse tails.
That's true. Yeah.
It's true. After I did the mice killing that week, there was just lots of things that looked like mice tails. Wet shoelaces on the street.
Like Edgar Allan Poe's Telltale Heart.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, you see little dead
haunted.
mice.
Yeah.
I tell
Imagine
you,
you ran over a stranger on a dark country road.
No.
You'd be haunted, wouldn't you?
I probably would be.
Well, you should be.
I think that would be reasonable.
Of course, man, that's worse than the mice. You shouldn't be killing a stranger on a dark country road and thinking to yourself, that must be wrong. I like the way I've killed this stranger on a country road. Somebody
You
goes,
just made loads of money for that, man, there.
I think he
We
deserves
can argue
it.
that those aren't the real lyrics, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'd wrote our own lyrics for that. If anyone deserves royalties, it's us. We came up with that. Right, Nick goes, I like licking the remnants off a meal off my plate, especially a curry or chili con carne. Naturally, I only do this in the privacy of my own home. I also like stopping lift doors from shutting with my feet to let myself or another late lift catcher come on board before we take our vertical journey. I like that and all. That's altruistic.
Yeah.
I like
What does he
that.
mean? Well, he's stopping the lift for someone by putting his foot in it.
Yeah, you'd like, if someone's running for the lift, you put your foot there and think, I will defy the lift, come in.
Yeah, because there is that moment where you think, oh no, it's one of those lifts that doesn't stop.
Yeah, and
you
it
that
closes.
too tight thing, and then suddenly
then
they
you
have
have
to tube doors.
I like
are
doing that.
really hard to keep open.
Yeah, you've got to be really powerful. I've had some humiliating experiences in that. Once my bag was in the tube and I was outside the tube. I'd lost that bag forever.
Whenever I see that happen, I just turn away. I can't watch someone in that.
It's humiliating. You don't want to be associated with them.
Was your bag inside or?
The bag was inside. I never
my
saw it again.
suitcase loving lifestyle. I don't want to be separate from him.
No, I know you don't, dear.
I knew a man who used to get a thrill from taking his trousers down in a lift if he was the only one in a lift.
Called Trevor, was it?
this friend of yours, Trev, did he murder mice for glee and then stand in a lift with his trousers down saying, I bet he did, Trev, and I bet he's you. Someone here goes, I like cake, the colour blue and the Japanese ability to look gorgeous. I don't not like anything today because the sun is shining, it's gorgeous outside. Please play Clear Lake. God, that's like a tone. Please play Clear Lake, please play Clear Lake. Have we got Clear Lake? We might have. We'll try and do that for you. Sarah Brown, who reckon you're aged 1.5 from Peterhead. That's what she says. We've got no reason to dispute that. Hello again, Russ, and those other two blokes. That means dear old Matt, who's driving the desk, and Trevor Locke, who's taken a bit of time off from a spree of rodent killing to present this radio show. Personally, I quite like the sound that an ATM makes just before it spits out money. That's what she's written.
Doesn't do that.
It does. It goes. Beep, 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 beep. No, but sometimes you can hear the whirring of the money, the internal mechanism of the money being prepared or
I
counted.
suppose it beeps when you get your card. And then, no, when the money comes out, it has a little alarm beep that means.
Yeah, well, look,
Hurry up,
Matthew, look at here. It says foot. It's not gone beep,
Right,
beep,
I
beep.
thought that was your interpretation. Okay.
I'm not a German expressionistic
Foot, it's just
performer.
my foot.
No, it says FFT. Foot.
Maybe.
It does do
Right.
that, yeah.
Right, a frequent lack of money in the bank often means I don't get to hear this sound as often as I'd like, but in a perfect world I could listen to it all day. I think I like it because mentally I associate the sound with personal gain. That's a good bit of
That is
analysis.
mental, yeah.
It's Daniel
It's a very
Meadows.
intricate begging letter. I love the sound, but I don't hear it often enough.
I was ever so poor, so I hear the jingle jangle of coppers rattling around in my ragged trousers, so as I do. I think Daniel Meadows, that might be from the Daniel Meadows from Australia that was talking to us last week. I hope he is. Hello, Daniel. Oh, even if it's not, hello, Daniel, but I wonder if it is. So if you do speak to Carl Pilkington today, Pilkington, it says actually, if you do speak to Carl Pilkington, be sure to ask him what he thought of Brokeback Mountain. I think it's safe to assume that he saw it as a biographical film, the way that fella carries on his life. What should we have a listen to now, then?
Orange juice?
Yeah, why? Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's uplifting.
BBC 6 Music.
Roxy Music, Do the Strand, Russell Brand, 6 Music. There, that had a nice lyricism all of its own. We're talking about stuff we like, aren't we? Trevor likes slaughtering mice. We all know that now. Matt likes living out of a suitcase. What have you got there, Matt? A text message of some kind, I see.
Another suitcase person here. Wendy in the borough. She likes buying new clothes, etc. for holidays, keeping them in the suitcase and having a ritual label cutting the night before going on holiday.
Right, she put that's quite
So she
engrossed
buys the new
ritual.
clothes, puts them into the empty, unpacked suitcase, and then the night before she goes, she cuts all the labels off. That's nice.
Well, I think it's unusual, certainly, but like, nice one, Wendy. Fair enough.
Sometimes I like to leave the label on, because then people come up to you and say, oh, you've left the label on.
Trevor, you need to be able to make friends based on your personality, not all these pleas, these cries for help, wandering around with your label hanging out. Sometimes I leave my flies undone. That way I might find a wife.
What, you really let
was an
labels
accident.
on clothes? You don't do
I
that.
did it once. I did it deliberately because I knew that it would annoy somebody.
And he considers himself to be making bold experiments. He reckons he's some sort of like Henry Higgins, Pygmalion style character for doing stuff like that. I got email here. Don't know if anyone else has said this because I've just woken up. This is Natasha Moribato. She goes, she likes a small scruffy dog running out of the butcher's with a string of sausages in his mouth. Thinking of this immediately takes me to my happy place, especially if there's a red-faced butcher with his hands on his hips, standing in the doorway going, harumph.
Shaking his fist.
Natasha, you still. Natasha lives in the Pinot. I like it when the Bash Street kids overcome that teacher of theirs. Hello, Russell. I like driving with bare feet. I don't do it that often because I'm not sure it's legal. Helen from Chippenham.
It is legal and it's really nice.
I'm turned on by that.
On holiday. You don't do it around here.
Do you find it sexy?
No.
Do you find Helen from Chippenham doing it sexy? I do.
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
I like it. Come on. Give him a few quid. It's worth every penny it is, just for the glee. Noel Gallagher ain't coming on because he's looking after he's busy today with family matters, looking after his daughter out in the countryside. Oh no, I've just given that information that his enemies could bring him down with. You could find that out easily.
Countryside's not a specific area,
it's like, yeah, no, it's not, is it? He's at the seaside. Welcome to the seaside. It's not
where are you from? I was born in the seaside.
Seaside on the sea. It's lovely there. What was he going to talk about? Like, was something else that you like? Oh, there's someone here likes when this feeling of closing a Zippo lighter. Yeah, that's nice. Dave in Doncaster. It's nice. The clump. It feels satisfying. It feels like the world is functioning properly.
You can do tricks with it. You can do that flick thing and it opens.
Can you do that? Wouldn't you just set fire to your hand?
No, I can do it.
Come on, Matt, you don't even smoke. Stop being silly. Stop showing off. Pete, the bedroom man, that's a bold claim, likes it when his magnetic screwdriver picks up the correct amount of screws when I'm at work. That's what Pete says. I wonder if his magnetic screwdriver and him being called the bedroom man are connected. I wonder if his magnetic screwdriver has a special name for his winky.
When I worked in a factory.
Picking up the correct amount of screws. Blimey, Pete. When you worked at a factory...
I put my hand up there.
You don't have to put your hand up, Matt. You're an integral part of the show. Go on.
When they magnetise a screwdriver, they use a battery, put a wire around it, and remagnetise a screwdriver.
So it's just a normal screwdriver?
Text in and tell us how that works. But, yeah, you get a
I hope they do now, Max. I'm intrigued.
I just remember seeing people doing it.
The life you lead, you remember seeing people doing it. That stayed in your mind, has it?
It has. I was impressed with it.
Yeah, it's nice. What do I like? There's something I like. I like conquering being the cat's overlord. You think that they're all laughing at me.
You also like, I don't know if you want me to tell everyone, complaining in hotels, you said.
I do like complaining in hotels. I like to go to the hotel and like sort of, you know, I'll be honest with you, there's not a lot going on in my life. I'll go into the hotel room, I'll look around and say, right, now, could these guys be making any improvements, you know?
Most people dread that sort of thing.
Well, for me, it's alright. A bit of conflict, you know, makes me feel alive. You know, I think it's alright. I'll just say, oh, this room's not very nice, is it? Can I have another one? I like it. Although I don't like the room, is what I say.
Even if you like the room, what if you went into a room and it was absolutely perfect? Would you still try and find something you can wear out?
A little bit of me feel frustrated that there's nothing to complain about.
Terrible thing.
Well, what do you think that's indicative of, without going too deep into my psyche, bearing in mind we're on the radio?
I just think you're a bit bored.
That's all that is. I'm certainly not a dangerous megalomaniac. Trev, what about you, mate? Have you got anything else you'd like to do? Tying people up or something? Making people cry?
No. Sometimes I like being stopped by the police. It's
Why?
quite exciting.
Probably from going on a rampage, killing people's pets, is it?
Barefoot with just dead mice as shoes.
Little dead mice slippers, stamping away on the accelerator.
Screeching.
Out the window. Anyone who'll listen. I think it's worth looking at the webcam because I think that works better. If you imagine Trevor Locke saying that with his little Alan Bennett bespectacled face, screaming "I like it," oh well, drenched in mouse blood. those lyrics seem
I've never done anything wrong, and that's why I
never done anything wrong. You're not Jesus.
No, I'm not Jesus.
Even he went mad in
that temple. He should never have done that. He regretted that. Although, the minute he came out of the temple, he said to himself. I like the way I showed them moneylenders who's boss.
Well, you've never done anything wrong. What do you mean, in a driving sense? Or?
Yeah, I mean that I'm morally irreproachable. No, what I'm saying is that from the police point of view, they stopped me, and I did something once. I was driving down the M1 with my reverse lights on.
Yeah.
But
backwards?
No, forwards.
How'd you get your reverse lights on?
That's the brilliant thing. That was the great thing, because I reckon that when the copper saw me, he probably thought...
The copper? Who are you, Fletch? What is this, porridge?
Did you rewire those lights so it was like that label thing? I know what, this'll test them.
That's what I like. That is what I like doing, rewiring my reverse lights so that I can go forwards with them on, confusing police officers.
So what's your attitude to the police?
My attitude towards...
It's like Ice Cube's attitude to the police.
What happened was...
The pop caps. There's been a 187 on an undercover cop. It's Trevor Locke. Hey, we should get Tim Westwood on the phone, shouldn't we? Talk to him for a bit, see what he likes. We'll see if we can ring him.
Yeah.
As soon as we can't get Noel Gallagher, we'll ring Westwood. He's our other mate. I think it's because he likes challenging authority. I like that. When I
From a safe distance, when you know you've done nothing wrong.
Exactly. When I was a drug addict and I had to go on holidays abroad, I had to carry drugs in the most unusual fashion in my internal little suitcase. And now, when I ain't got no drugs in my internal little suitcase, it's nice to go through customs and think, well, even if there is a cavity search, I'm going to pass with flying colours.
I think everyone thinks that, Russell.
Don't we all just think, well, you can look up there all you like, mister. You won't find nothing. I'm clean as a whistle, sharp as a thistle. Shall we listen to Won't You Come Around by Polytechnic?
Yes, please.
Come on, then.
Funny, right?
You listen to Russell Brand on BBC Six Music. That was Maybe by NERD. No one ever really dies. Although, you like it, do you, Matt?
I do like it. Enough to give that man some more money.
Giving him some more
Don't mind
props.
Don't mind.
No one ever really dies. My granddad did. At least he was dormant. For at the very least. We've got some more emails. I like it when you awake after a short sleep, says Oliver Freer, and think it must be time to get up, but when you check the clock you've only been sleeping for a couple of hours and you've still got 5 or 6 solid hours left. Feels like you've taken off the oppressive shackles of old Father Time and somehow cheated the devious old fool out of precious few hours. Oliver is at war with the concept of time.
Well, he's lost, though, if he goes back to bed again, hasn't he?
No, that's a victory.
Is it?
That's a triumph.
Well, he's just going back to sleep again.
Yeah,
it would be a
but
victory if he got up and did some jobs that he never had time to do,
what he's saying
and then
is
had breakfast.
You think, oh God, I'll get up, and then you look at the time, you think,
6 more hours of delicious laying down.
6 more hours of unconsciousness that he'll never know about.
Yeah, but Trev, I like
beautiful.
that. Sleep's
I
one
love
of the
sleep.
best things in the world. Don't you like sleep?
I do like it, but actually it's a little bit like death, isn't it?
That's because
Yeah,
your
that's
house
what I
is
like it, thank
overrun
you.
by mice.
Yeah, Trevor.
I don't see the link.
Mice are probably...
Mice are in heaven. Is that your vision of heaven, is it? Full of mice?
Don't attack Matt, Trev. He ain't done anything wrong. He's not the one stomping around
I'm
his
just
house
saying, you don't
committing
enjoy
genocide.
sleep because in your house you've got mice running all over you.
I enjoy
and you
it.
live out of a suitcase.
Your life sounds disgusting, Trev. You're like a killer. Yeah, listen, we've got an email here from Andy Elkerton. He goes, hello, gents. I once lived in a house with a family of furry little mice. Which a family of furry little mice decided to make their home. One afternoon, I saw one of the little brutes snuffling merrily away in a corner, and whilst it was preoccupied, I managed to sneak within grabbing distance without being heard. I scooped it up, and not wanting to harm the little fella... Interesting that he snuck up behind it in that way, all silent, and has already called it a little brute.
I find that unlikely. I mean, I've tried sneaking up on mice. It's very difficult.
What else are you planning to do with these creatures? What are you doing? Sneaking up behind it wearing petticoats and little suspenders? Gonna show it a good time?
Just as a lady mouse with lipstick on.
Yeah, like a pink version of itself, like in Bugs Bunny cartoons. I scooped it up, says Andy Elkington of the mice in his house, not wanting to harm the little fella, delicately held its tail between my fingers, leaving it dangling in the air. That's not wanting to harm it, scooped it up and left it dangling in the
Pick it
air.
up by the scruff of the neck.
Absolutely.
Trade the scruff of
That
its
is how you
neck.
pick up a mouse. You pick
Get
up a
him by
mouse.
his scruff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How are you
that's what
going
he
to get his
was
little
like.
mouse scruff?
Well, the same way you get anyone's scruff.
I'll tell you what, Trev, if you know this much about getting people's scruffs, it won't be long before we're hearing on the news Trevor Locke is apprehended. He had some fella
By the
by his
scruff of his
scruff.
neck, yeah.
So you deserve to be detained, exactly.
Weird word, isn't it? Scruff.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, scruff is like lap, and it's not normally there. Like, you wouldn't go, oh, I got someone hurt me on me scruff. And if you did, you'd expect people to think it was a sex incident. Oh, my scruff's been wounded. Or me lap. I got muck on me lap. Probably it's
Your
just some
lap only
food.
exists when you're in a certain position.
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
can't walk along and bang into something and go, oh, my lap.
Oh, he kicked me in the lap! Oh, that Get off my lap! Yeah, you can't say any of those things without being considered a loon. Back to Andy and his mice, right? Remember, right, when we left off, Andy had scooped a mouse up, not when I'm the little fella.
He's dangling
by his tail. Well, listen to this bit. Listen, it is a cliffhanger. Listen to this, Matthew, Trevor, everyone. To my horror, the skin covering its tail slipped off, unsheathing a bloody bony mess. The mouse landed on the floor with a thud and scampered off beneath the settee, squealing almost as loudly as me. Suffice to say, I did not like it. I like it. That's what Trevor Locke would have said had he been at the scene.
Just took his trousers down at that story.
Trevor, pull your trousers back up.
His eyes are rolled up in his head.
They fell.
Sort of troll.
Stop it.
Trevor looks like a shaman now. He's incanting things. He's burbling on in tongues about that.
That is why you should never pick a mouse up by the tail. You should always pick him up by the scruff.
That mouse must have been ill or weak.
No,
that's
why you don't pick him up by the tail.
Trevor, you've never heard anything like this happening before. Don't make out.
I haven't.
I've seen people pick up vets have picked up mice by the tail.
What, your golf club?
Yes.
Where do you see these mice getting plucked up by their tails? Vets.
Seen it on that Rolf Harris thing.
Cartoon club. You're living in a dream world, Matt Morgan. Here's another email from Minty. She goes, I like blowing kisses at animals on the street, usually other people's pets, but foxes and other furry wildlife included. I really like the sound of Minty.
Foxes would not respond to a blown kiss.
No.
I don't think they respond to a kiss of any kind, unless, negatively, if you were to get a fox right up tight,
get it by the scruff and get off with it.
Do you think... do you think foxes have a scruff?
Yes, of course they do.
Everything has a scruff that's a mammal. Apart from a whale.
You don't know about scruffs. You're not Gerald Durrell, my family and other scruffs. You know nothing about scruffs.
Who's Gerald Durrell?
He's some fellow who's an expert on nature.
Terry Nutkins.
Yeah.
He's a bit Packham. He's a bit like Terry Nutkins.
I don't want to mention Terry Nutkins because I heard something strange about him and his fingers.
Yeah.
What? You can't go any further with that. Are they degloved like that tail?
Some came off, I think otters ate them.
No, he bit them off himself.
Trevor.
Out of anger.
Why was Terry Nutkins was infuriated once episode of Really Wild Show, chewed off his own hand in frustration. Fair enough. Perhaps he did it to escape a trap. He learned everything he knows from foxes, that man. But back to Minty, who I'm finding more interesting by the second. I like the idea of a woman, or a man, that blows...
Minty's feminine, but it could be a man.
I think it's definitely a woman.
I reckon it might be Alan Minter, the former middleweight boxer. He calls himself Minty now, since Marvin Hagler duffed him up, he's gone all camp. Goes, he blows kisses at foxes, this is the only friendship he gets.
This is a woman.
Right, it's definitely a woman, this, isn't it?
Why is it a woman?
Because she's blowing kisses at foxes, Trev.
But I think that fox, I reckon it's a man blowing kisses at foxy-looking ladies.
It's not, it's very clear. Foxes and other furry wildlife are included, Trevor.
Ah.
That's because you think of that as a dating ritual, because you wander around with your flies undone trying to find a wife. For you, that's a sophisticated way to meet a mate. E.g., I like temporarily distracting cats from going about their business while they look up to see who is making the curious noise and the surprise in their eyes. When it says, like, a cat doing their business, perhaps it means a cat doing a whoopsie. Noel Gallagher, I talked to Noel Gallagher the other day, he can't come on the show today, he's going to come on next week, he's given us his word of honour as a gentleman. He said that when Liam Gallagher looks confused, he looks like a dog that's been distracted from doing a whoopsie. And he gets angry at that point, like an embarrassed dog doing a whoopsie. I liked it when he said that. I liked it, as a matter of fact. I like the way you describe your brother Liam as doing a whoopsie. Well, he's not doing a whoopsie, but you know the general idea. So this woman, Minty, likes temporarily distracting cats from going about their business. And she looks at these cats look up to see who's making the curious noise, and she likes the surprise in their eyes when they realise I'm addressing them. Often as a bonus, they'll come over and reciprocate. This is like Minty is some sort of Dr. Dolittle character. I like it when I get the attention of someone's dog by doing kissing noises, and then they try and come over but are restricted by the length of their lead. It's especially rewarding when the owner is unaware of who or what the dog is intrigued by. Is that too specific? I don't think so. I think what Minty said there is a beautiful thing to like. I think that deserves, and I like it. She likes to... I like distracting dogs and away from their owner. I like her having sort of covert contact with a dog without the owner knowing. Nice, isn't it?
Yeah, she's a quirky, interesting young lady.
She is. Hey, right, so we're going to listen to the Cribs. Last time I see that Ryan, and the only time I see that Ryan out of the Cribs, he was smashing himself into a table just in front of my face at an award ceremony that I was trying to host. I liked it. Let's listen to the Cribs, shall we? Gonna Lose Us. That's the Cribs. You're listening to Russell Brand on 6 Music. We've got some news coming up in the next half hour. We're going to be doing Trevor Lock's competition, which is called either Trevor's Sonic Enigma or Trevor Banner Noise, depending on who you listen to. And we might have a chat with we'll call up some people. Tim Westwood will have a right laugh. But should we have some news before then? Just see what's going on in the world. Let's listen to some news.
Digital radio.
That's Dance Dance, Dexy's Midnight Runners. You're listening to Russell Brand on 6 Music. I'm here with Matt Morgan and Trevor Lock. We're talking about some of the peculiar things that we like. There's been quite a wide range of things so far. Matt's confessed he likes living out of a suitcase. Trevor likes killing mice.
I don't like killing mice, Russell. How many more times?
Well, I don't know how long it's going to take to erase that image. We've got Jem on the line. Jem, what peculiar things do you like?
I really like eye snot, and particularly twanging my own eye snot between my forefinger and thumb.
Twanging it, my love.
Twanging it in a sort of wanging a elasticated style.
How come your eyes are so productive? That's what worries me, Jem.
I do have quite a lot of eye snot, but I'm quite a snotty person generally.
Right, I mean, okay, so you just produce a lot of mucus from the top half of your body, from your head and that.
Yeah.
Jem, do your eyes ever stick up?
You say that like it's a negative thing.
I just wonder, is it something you can control? Is it only at like in the morning and at night? Or is it happening all the time?
No, it's pretty regular.
Really?
I mean, I wouldn't set my watch by it, but...
No, you must not ever try and use that to replace the Gregorian calendar.
I also really like it after a trip to London when I get back home to Leicester and I've got black bogies.
Right, you got black bogies?
Yeah, from the big smoke.
I used to get black bogies, even just coming in from Kent. Just a couple of days I'd get black bogies, but now I live here.
Did you like it?
No.
Have you still got black bogies? You live there all the time?
No, I
black
haven't.
bogies.
You get acclimatised, I think,
yeah,
because we're in London now. We're doing this show from London, and I don't know, let me have a look. No, very conventional. There isn't any bogies there, Jem. To tell you everything true.
If you could save me one and send me one of your bogies, I feel that would make me a very, very happy
now
woman.
It comes out.
Oh, Jem, why? Well, I don't like that request. I don't like it. If only there were a song called I Don't Like It, we could play a jingle out from that. Okay, that's quite nice. Trev's interested in whether or not your eyes ever seal up with this gum.
No, they're not stuck shut or anything.
Because mine were, when I was a kid,
it's only a small amount, but a twangable amount. I think this is the important thing, is that the twanging between the fingers is very satisfying, and I like that a lot.
Trevor, you're going on about your childhood. What was it going to be? More?
Well, my eyes used to stick up. I'd sometimes wake up and I couldn't open my eyelids because of that stuff would stick my eyelids together, and I used to like that a lot.
That's quite nice as well, isn't it?
It is. It's lovely, isn't it?
Satisfying.
It's really satisfying.
Enjoyable blindness.
Well, because it's just something new, isn't it?
The picking of the eyes,
Exactly.
I think, is quite nice.
My mum had to wash it out with warm water.
Is this the only way you got attention?
One of the ways I had to stick my eyes out.
Stop picking your eyes,
I think it was mouse droppings.
It probably was. He's probably trained mice to live on his cheek so he could gnaw their tails whilst he slept. The unusual fella. So, okay, it's more the twanging of it. Jem, thanks very much for your contribution. You like black bogies and twanging...
Eye bogies.
Eye bogies.
Yeah.
Still don't quite understand the twanging.
I don't know how it can elongate to a point where you could use it as a string.
Green banjo.
But it's wet, it's not dry.
It's still wet. Okay.
Yeah.
Jem, I think you have dragged this show further in the gutter than Trevor Lock did with his
I'll take that as a
Morcine
huge
genocide. And thank you very much. It's nice talking to you, my love. Thanks for your time, Jem.
See you later. Cheers, bye.
Take care. So we're going to do Trev's competition in a little while. So we're going to be talking about that. Still send us stuff that you like if you want. We'll probably have some guests on the show towards the end. Oh, there's that storytelling bit. That'll be really good. We've got some excellent music coming up. And now it's You and I by Graham Coxon. That's excellent, isn't it? Graham Coxon, You and I like Graham Coxon. Do you like Graham Coxon, Matt?
Yeah.
Well then, for heaven's sake, honour him with an I like it. I like it. There, good old Graham Coxon, King of Camden Town, North London. So we've got some more text messages. Dave goes, this radio show you're doing, I do like it. That's nice, talking about our own radio show. I like it. Actually, yeah, what he says, hey, this is a pretty good show you're doing. I do like it, he exclaims. He's soaking in the bath in Bracknell. I like blowing off boisterously in the morning. Not those full productive blow-offs, mind, just hot, dry desert blow-offs. That's Emily from Cheshire.
Oh.
Emily, why?
I thought that was from a bloke.
Emily tries but misunderstands. A green monstrous sheep gatherer has been spotted stuck up a tree. Passers-by were heard shouting, "Down, Shrek." That's a joke. I see. Interesting.
Didn't Keith Richards just fall out of a tree?
Yes, he did. Poor Keith Richards. Why was he out there, I wonder?
I don't know.
Looking for coconuts.
Oh, what? Listen, Trev, if you're trying to belittle a much-loved icon of rock and roll,
I ain't.
saying he was looking for cocoa
That's not
nuts,
belittling him. No, that's building him up, in my opinion.
he's attacking him, Trev. You're reducing him to the status of an ape. I teach in a middle-class school, and I like finding premium stationery on my classroom floor and keeping it. And keeping it. That's it. That's marking 5. I am a joiner who fits bedrooms, but I've started to think of my screwdriver in a different way since you mentioned it, and I like it. My wife likes the way you read out her messages. She now thinks she's a kind of guest presenter from Pete the Bedroom Man. She is Wendy from the Borough. They both like it. Things I like doing: breaking wind, especially next to people on public transport or in queues. I like doing that too.
It's not
Why?
nice.
What? And then
I think
they don't know it's you.
I exist, okay? By this signature shall you know me.
That's not building a sense of community, is it?
I suppose not. It's driving us apart, Trev. If anything, I should probably stop doing it. But it's Alan Jepson that's raised the subject. Hello, people. Blimey, I like fresh footprints in new laid cement or snow. Play Love Like Semtex by Infidels, Paul in Coventry. All right, we'll have a little look. Hey, this is a pretty good show. Oh, that's that one. I teach in a middle-class school. Why is it a middle-class school?
Well, so she's sort of like Robin Hood, taking stationery from the rich.
And giving it to herself.
Just giving it to herself.
Just from the middle class, from the comfortable. Taking stationery from the comfortable and keeping it at home.
Hang on, if that's her class, so she thinks that anything that falls on the floor belongs to her.
Yeah, that's the rule in
What if one of them loses their asthma inhaler or something?
That's tough.
She'll snap
turn
it
it
off
into an
home.
earring.
Yeah.
Oh, she'll come in with them dangling from her ears. Classroom full of wheezing children. I like it. I like the way you asphyxiate yourself in geography. But there's a email from Rob Dowie. He goes, you could play it, right, because we don't have a version for I Don't Like It. He says you could play Tell Me Why I Don't Like from the Boomtown Rats, because we could like break up I Don't Like Mondays for disturbing items like eye bogies, Rob suggests. I like it when England players break a metatarsal shortly before major football finals. Has it been confirmed that Wayne Rooney's broken a metatarsal?
Oh no.
Oh
It's still a
no.
rumour. I think it's still a rumour.
Still a rumour.
Out for 6 weeks.
Out for 6 weeks, when the World Cup starts in 6 weeks. How he'll return triumphant. It'll be the perfect story. No? Okay. Let's not worry too much about it now. Oh, blimey. Okay, Jem needs a cat. They have the best eye bogies for twanging. That's from Sabby. Someone's supporting Jem from Leicester in her eye bogey twangery.
So that she must know that the twanging thing happens.
It's like this twanging is a phenomenon.
But no, with the cats, it's true. I mean,
I
cats
don't
have
get
enormous
eye
ones.
bogies.
I don't
really either, no.
I wear eye makeup now, so my eye I don't like even using that phrase. My eye discharge has become grey,
Well,
blackened.
that sounds much better, actually.
Discharge.
Yeah.
No, sleepy dust, that's what I call
A
it.
sleepy dust.
Sleepy dust.
Oh, you live in the old days, Trev. Sleepy dust is probably some sort of toxin you put into the drinks of your dates.
It comes from the fairies. Sleepy dust. That's the
He
fairies
was
coming
taken
along.
to a sort of fairyland with your wand. Maybe I like doing kissing noises at the cats and dogs because I'm afraid the people will just run in the other direction. Minty, yes, I'm a lady. Minty, you aren't falling in love with. I like Minty.
I'm in love with Minty.
Are you in love with Minty as well?
Yes.
Well, why then did, when I just said when the track was playing, oh, when Graham Coxon was on, oh, I'm in love with that Minty, you went, oh, Minty's coming back from the war, father.
You didn't say that. You went, oh, look, there's a message from Minty. That's why I said that. It sounded like Minty's alive, father.
News from the front, and it's good news at that. Minty's alive. Apparently they played a game of soccer ball in no man's land on Christmas Eve. I like it. A momentary truce. I likes it, so as I do. Good old Minty, stay in touch with us. This is from Stu. I work in a pet shop supply with lots and lots and lots of mice. Listen to this from Stu. 1. Mice and rats are some of the very few mammals who have scruffs. Matt Morgan saying it was only whales who don't have scruffs.
At least I knew that.
Who don't have scruffs. They do have scruffs.
Only mice have scruffs. Other loads of other
Rabbits have
mammals don't.
scruffs. Dogs have scruffs.
Don't just stand there shouting animal names and then they have scruffs. I'm thinking you can pass that off as radio,
Well, he's
Matt.
right, he's
Do.
right.
And
Dogs have
anything
scruffs.
that's carried by its mother, by its neck, is scruff.
Well, we got a scruff, us humans.
Not quite,
Yeah,
no.
but it's undeveloped.
We've got an undeveloped scruff.
My mum tried to pick me up by my scruff when I was little.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Your
so she-
childhood sounds bleak, Trev.
Yeah.
Sounds like it sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like a Bronte novel. 3. Humans do not have a scruff. If you tried to pick them up by it, you'd be an idiot. That's what you'd
What are you
be,
saying about my
Stu.
mum? Yeah.
Oh, she was a lovely lady. You pick up mice by the tail. That's just how you do it. Stu's got a mine of information.
That's a catchy
I
as well,
think
isn't it?
Stu's got the voice of Michael Winner when he said all this.
Okay, right. 4. You pick up mice by the tail. That's just how you do it. He has. 5. It's exceedingly tricky to pick mice up by the scruff. They tend to turn around and bite you. That's why Trevor has waged war against the community of mice. I like seeing small children pulling faces and poking my tongue out back at them. They are so shocked and often carry on pulling faces enough for their parents to get mad, then try and blame me. Of course I am an innocent bystander. Stu sounds like a master criminal, don't he? Trevor, why are you looking approvingly and gnawing on your pen at Stu? Do you like Stu?
Yeah, I do like Stu.
Are you going to try and use this programme as a way of getting in touch? Now you won't have to wander around with labels hanging out your clothes and your winky revealed to the public. You can just nick Stu's phone number and try and make him your man, I suppose.
I don't like the image you're painting of me. It's not representative. It's unfair. It's defamatory.
It's not defamatory, Trev, it's merely accurate. So, okay, we're going to still talk about things that we like, but we're also going to be doing Trevor's competition. Should we introduce Trevor's competition now? Let's introduce it, right? So, here is, like, the jingle that Trevor has made for his competition. Are you pleased with this, Trev?
Yeah, I think it suits it pretty
Well,
well.
right, so what do you
Let's have a
think?
listen.
What's your competition called?
It's called Trevor's Sonic Enigma.
Let's have a listen.
It's Trevor's Sonic Enigma.
That is a bloated
You over the
Kubla
top
Khan.
man.
It's a little bit over the top.
That's
I didn't
a
do
folly.
that. Yeah, I didn't do the sound effects
That's
stuff.
a palace of grandeur you've created in your honour. What's that poem? Ozymandias, King of Kings. He thinks he's some...
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias. That's who you think you are, mate.
That was in THX, George Lucas sound. You ridiculous man.
Yeah, well, that's the BBC man did that. I didn't do that on my own.
Trev, don't try to blame the BBC
It's a
for
little
your
bit overblown.
ego.
It's not my
A
ego.
little bit.
It's a little bit overblown, but I think it's nice.
It's a bloated palace of your ignorant self-love.
Me and Russell made another jingle for your competition.
I've heard about this. Yes.
Let's listen to that. I think that's more
I think this is
appropriate.
more fitting.
Oh,
That's not it.
Matt, you've inadvertently made a ridiculous sound. Where's the thing we made for
Trevor's
Trev?
eyes did light up though. They're similar to his one.
He thought we'd been influenced. He
No.
saw himself as some Peter Cook figure.
No, listen to this, Trev.
Trevor done a noise.
That's how we regard your competition.
I think that's
Done a
silly.
noise. You're coming in the week, you do a noise. It makes no real connection to the song it's meant to be about. It's an
does.
embarrassing show.
Okay,
It's not
so the
embarrassing,
competition is... Do you explain then, Trev, to the listeners what your competition is?
Well, it's very clear. You will guess the title of a well-known song from the sounds.
Should we listen to those sounds then, Matt?
Yes, shall we? This is our first listen.
Where's that,
It's very difficult to work out, Trev.
Trevor, are you some sort of John Cage
Alfie,
character?
Harvey, put your bottoms away. The Reverend Song Myung's coming. Duck!
Firstly, Trev, I think you should be restricted to 10 seconds for
Well, you
these
talked
competition
over the
noises.
first bit.
Someone said something about a bottom, and it's silent for the first 5
There's
seconds.
a 5 seconds of mystifying silence.
Well, that's not down to me. That's down to some sort of... I think the tape started. You know, it's that bit of the tape where you can't record over
It's
it.
not the 1970s, Trev. This is all digital.
You used a tape.
I recorded this on a C90 cassette, and I think what's happened is you...
God's sake, what's wrong with you, Trevor?
Trevor.
All right, so that's what we have to guess what track that is from that clue. I think we need to hear that again, don't we, Matt?
Yeah, I apologise for the dead air. Just talk
I
through this bit.
apologise for the dead imbecile making it.
Oi, Alfie, Harvey, put your bottoms away. The Reverend Song Myung's coming. Duck!
Right, now, if you know what track that is, you live inside a world where murdering mice and calling Rohypnol sleepy dust are commonplace. Why don't we have, right, oh yeah, there's an Nicky Brian Eno special coming up on 6 Music soon. Let's have a listen to some details on it.
BBC.
6 Music.
Zootons, why won't you give me a love? This is Russell Brand on Six Music. I'm here with Matt and Trev. We're talking about things we like, doing the competition, stuff like that. We've got an email here. Right, this is, we're talking about things people like. Kate goes, when warm paper first comes out of a photocopier, I like to hold it until it goes cold. Kate from China. I like it. Oh, no, nice that she likes doing that.
I like the fact that she's in China.
Do you think she's joking with us? Kate, let us know if you are really in China. I suppose...
She could be in China. Why couldn't she be in China?
Why would that be a joke as well?
I'm in China.
This'll get them.
I'm in Beijing, I tell you. I don't know, it just seems like saying that thing about photocopies and being in China, because it's a bit exotic to be in China, isn't it? Not if you're Chinese, I suppose, and you live there, but...
There's lots of people out there working and doing stuff.
Are there?
Just because you can't see it.
If I can't see it, it can't be happening. I like doing blow-offs. It actually says farting, but I don't like saying that word much.
I don't like talking about farting.
Yeah, I don't think we should encourage these emails.
All right, we'll just do these last
Everyone
ones.
enjoys that, don't they?
Yes, we know that.
Everyone likes their own one.
Yeah.
No, but this guy goes on.
Get high on your own supply.
This is Ken from Swindon. He goes, I like blowing off in my bird's bed. Also, he ain't dignified her with a name yet, right?
I bet that really is a little bird.
Yeah.
So you got
A little nest.
a little starling living with him.
And the little baby birds reach up and he just...
That's when he feeds it on.
Yeah, and they think it's their regurgitated
We are
dindins.
about 11 now. Let's move on.
Hold on, I ain't finished. I like blowing off in my bird's bed, stroke nest, when she's in the shower. It clearly is a human. The smell goes quickly, but the warmth and sense of satisfaction lasts forever. Ken from Swindon. He's a poet, Ken. We should never have judged him so harshly. Hello. I love stroking elbows and nipping elbow skin. I also love guinea pigs' noses. Michelle. Bryhouse.
Wow, that's the missing lyrics from These Are a Few of My Favourite Things, isn't it?
Pinching elbow skin and guinea pig's noses, farting in bed when my bird's in the shower.
Holding paper until it gets cold.
It's nice,
I
isn't it?
am in China.
Trevor,
I don't know
what you've done is you've taken a popular... That's more bloody royalties money you've squandered up the wall with that pastiche.
Yeah.
That's just as... It's a free-for-all.
Yeah, let's go crazy, for heaven's sake. And the reason we won't use Bob Geldof's I don't like Mondays and break that down is because there's that time when Bob Geldof called me a sex word at an award ceremony, NME award ceremony, that time hurt my feelings.
You're bigger than that,
We
Russ.
don't want to give him any more money.
No.
He's got a lot of money, wasn't it, in the paper this
I
week?
think it was, Matt. I think it was.
yeah.
I
Why
think...
doesn't he give that to the old...
It's a big question, Matty Morgan. It's a big question, and only one man can answer it. So, okay. So, Trevor's competition. That's right. We're trying to work out from these sound effects what this track is.
There's a bit silent.
Bit of silence, obviously, at the beginning, because Trevor made it. And then eventually it goes into...
Oi, Alfie, Harvey, put your bottoms away. The Reverend Song the Young's coming. Duck!
Right now, I don't know what that is.
Can I ask you a question about that Reverend?
Yes, you can, yeah.
Without giving it away, because
Yes.
I don't actually know what it is. What does he say?
Oh, Reverend Alfie.
No, it goes, the Reverend is coming.
Yeah, he's coming, that's right. That's what
The
it says.
Reverend's coming.
Something's coming, though.
The Reverend Sun Myung's coming.
Why Sun Myung?
Because that's the clue.
Right.
That's the clue. It's a particular
The Reverend Sun Myung is coming.
Sun Myung.
Yeah.
So if we find out what Sun Myung means, that'll help us, will it?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll need to...
Everything in there is a vital clue. There's nothing unnecessary.
Massive pause at the
Well, but yeah, is
No,
that
that is
necessary?
that is a clue to some of the things that happen.
Why do you use TDK cassettes still?
Well, you know, you've got to use something, haven't you?
Look
They
at
don't,
his
they don't let
knife.
me have a mini disc.
I wouldn't trust you with it, Trev. You'd probably cause a loop
It'd be
through
an
time
anomaly
or
in
something.
his hands, wouldn't it?
It would. It'd look ridiculous in his hands. He don't look right in the studio, does he? He should be sat.
really.
He should be sat in a bunker somewhere,
A drawing room somewhere else.
eating beans from a billy can,
Moving little ships around a battlefield.
chuffing away on a cigar. Shouldn't you, Trev?
Have you finished?
With a pinch of snuff. No, I've not. We're going to paint a picture of you as an anomaly, a man out of time. So, okay, what we're going to listen to? What we're going to listen to now? It sounds like some. Well, coming up is Mr. Wendell by Arrested Development. Are we going to listen to that now?
BBC Music.
Steady as she goes, raconteurs. Before that we had Mr. Wendell, Arrested Development. Before that we were listening to Trevor Locke's competition, which we call Trevor Done a Noise. He reckons it's called Trevor's Sonic Enigma. Let's have a listen to it again, shall we, Matt?
Oi, Alfie, Harvey, put your bottoms away. The Reverend Song the Young's coming. Duck! back.
Right, so from that insane burbling, Jess Pagram from Colchester has guessed Bad Moon Rising. Is that the correct answer, Trev?
It is not, no.
Ian reckons it sounds like the song is Shine on Harvey Moon. Bad Moon Rising, Shine on Harvey Moon. Is it either of those, Trev?
No, they're wrong.
So, but the word moon has come up in both of those things.
It has, you were correct to identify that, yeah.
I'm correct to identify that, so perhaps that's going to be helpful. Because remember last week, Matt, how long it took for people to get Trevor's fit. Eventually, we had to essentially say the song is by Bob Dylan.
That's what inspired this.
Trevor done a noise.
Because you were so ridiculous. And Trevor had the gall to say that the jingle should be this.
It's Trevor's Sonic Enigma.
Is that your voice, Sam?
That is my voice.
That's the kind of hubris that would not look out of place coming out of Mussolini's face. Trevor Lock.
But it's an easy one this week, isn't it?
Well, at least we've already identified the word moon, so we know that, you know, so just keep your guesses coming in. If you're right, why don't we let, if you're right, Kay can come into the radio studio next week, I don't know, they can...
Sit on our laps.
Sit on each of our laps in turn for one...
Silently, though.
Silent mind, we don't want any murmuring going on or any squirming. None of that should happen. So, right, if you win this competition and you feel like it, you can come in next week. Also, you'll get a load of free CDs, stuff like that. Coming up in a bit in the show, we've got Mr. G. He's a performance poet person. He's going to do did alliteration just then, for example. Purr, 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 purr. It's not, you know, it's an easy game. Once you concentrate, he's going to come in here, do some poems and that. Also, we might ring... Should we try and ring up... Well, we keep making these idle boasts about ringing people up. Noel Gallagher, he's busy today. What about... we'll try and get Tim Westwood to see what he likes and don't like, and see if he's any good at that. He won't be able to guess Trevor's competition, will he? No, well, let's try. Well, nonetheless, we can try and get him involved. Talking about things that they like, I like filling up the car with stuff and taking it to the dump. I sometimes loiter for a while to watch them mash up all the junk with their giant machines down in Leeds. I wonder if that's...
I'm so with him on that.
Is it not? To loiter in a dump?
Treat for me as a kid to go to the dump.
I know, that with me as well. We're going to the dump, but I don't... I don't like it. I don't want to go to the dump.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it, no.
Once, one of the best things that ever happened was with my granddad and my dad taking a TV to the dump, and I was so excited about throwing it off and watching it smash.
Yeah.
And
Blimey, what a sound.
What's that?
That's the sound of Matt's excitement. Just remembering that TV has caused his loins to vibrate.
But anyway, I threw it off the thing, it just sort of landed,
It just rolled.
5 foot, rolled, didn't smash.
It didn't smash.
Really unsatisfying. And then, you know, the digger thing, I wanted that to smash it. But
Yeah.
it didn't work. But I always like smashing things. Something's going to be thrown away, like a wardrobe, and it has to go in the car. I take
smash it
an
up.
animal pleasure in smashing it up, even beyond it needing to be.
Probably, Matt, I imagine that's because of the build-up of frustration in your childhood, because of all them incidents where you would publicly micturate and defecate. Like when Matt was at a magic show once, when he was 7, he was the magician's assistant, and he...
Oh, listen to this.
When Matt was a child, he was the magician's assistant. The magician goes, I need a
I
volunteer.
wasn't a magician's assistant, that sounds like I was employed.
You were in a sparkly little waistcoat, drenched in your own urine. You went up onto the stage.
I
So
was
you
asked
tell the
to go
story.
on-
Go on then.
I was at a magic show.
Yeah.
I was asked to... He said,
Already it's suspicious. What are you doing there?
I was a boy, a child. I had to go up on stage, and then there was a rabbit in a cage thing, but there was this booming voice that was off stage. It was like a pantomime thing or something. And
What was this booming voice? What, there's a voice that is meant to be the magician's overlord master.
Yeah, the overlord master had said,
Do some magic.
I want a rabbit for my tea, I think it was.
That's
and he
frightening
made
for
a
a
rabbit
start.
appear in a hat, classic stuff.
So in the back of their minds, all the children are thinking this rabbit's going to be eaten by the offstage voice.
Yes.
So that's already
So it was
nerve-wracking.
already a nervous, tense environment.
It's not right for magic. Magic won't
I
flourish in
was
that
wearing a
environment.
waistcoat as well, but that was because
It's
I'd
like you knew
recently
it was
been
gonna
a
happen.
page boy, and I had the outfit, and I think that became my public dress for a while.
For a while you pounced around like little Lord Fauntleroy.
Yes, but let me finish this story. And then I said to him, can I have that rabbit? And he said, no, you can't. And then there was a bit of a grey area in my memory, and then I looked down and realised I'd wet myself.
Do you think this is because you couldn't have the rabbit? Was it a dirty protest?
It was.
Okay, about not being able to have
Were
the
you
rabbit.
frightened of the rabbit?
No, I was.
He
I
wanted the rabbit.
I was frightened of the bloke though because he was all. He had makeup on and he was sweaty and
Who does that remind us of?
I don't sweat. I wear makeup, fair enough, that I'll accept, but I'm not stood here. I'm
You don't
dry
sweat.
as a boat. I sweat under the right
sweat under your arms.
I sweat in here when it's appropriate to sweat, like I'm making love or going on a country walk or thrashing a dog.
Do you remember when we were at MTV and you did that show and the boss's phoned down and said he's sweating too much?
I was addicted to heroin. I was trying to come off heroin that day, as I remember, Matt. There were mitigated circumstances. I was fighting drug addiction. Everyone was having a go at me because I was sweating. Go on, let's get back to you being humiliated.
I wet myself and I said to the bloke, "Oh, I've done that," and he said, "Don't worry, I'll clean it up." He was like holding me too tight.
Why was he holding you?
Well, like he put his hand on my shoulders.
On your
and
scruff?
"Just shut up and get through this bit of the show.
I like it that he sort of thought that you had to contribute to the content of the show and thought you were unprofessional for wins. That's what, someone will clean it up later. Let's just get on with the wonderful magic. And the offstage voice wants its rabbit. Then Matt's dad claimed him, didn't he, and took you afterwards.
No, I left the stage and went back to my seat. My dad was
In
ashamed.
shame?
Well, yeah, my dad was ashamed of me.
Yeah.
And I said, "I'm all wet," and he went, "No." He took me to the toilets, and that's all I can remember.
I still remember a little bit of the story where Matt was held in front of a hand dry machine with his trousers and pants down, with having his genitals dried by a hot air blower. His little winky, probably called a tassel at that time, all blowing about and getting scorched. It was too hot, wasn't
It
it,
was
Matt?
far too hot, and I was going, "It hurts." He was going, "Oh," just like holding
Because he
me
was
up there.
still angry, so it's part practical but part punishment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It's not right that that happened to you,
And
mate.
I'd been shamed in front of a lot of peers.
And dried wee on your body, that's not good for your skin.
Itchy.
Itchy, you poor little fella. I like it.
I like
Who
it.
doesn't like that story? It's a lovely ad. I feel sorry for you there, mate. Okay, so let's, well, you have my pity. Should we listen to Supergrass to cheer us up? Like, because otherwise we're just going to think about Matt's childhood.
Yes, please.
Coming in. This is for you, Matt.
BBC.
6 Music.
Russell Brand.
Trevor done a noise. Trevor done a noise.
That's Viva Voce lesson number 1. It's nice, isn't it, that? Did we have something before it? Did we?
Yeah, Supergrass.
Supergrass was before it. That was dedicated to Matt Morgan, of course, for having to have his little willy dried when he was a lad.
A little Willy.
Oh, come on,
Oh,
Matthew. We're
come
talking
on,
about
There's
your childhood
There's
willy.
nothing to boast about. That.
Really isn't, Matthew. That's when you're a child, your willy is. There's no status attached to it, is there? You don't need to get worked up about these things. Okay, so we're doing Trevor's competition, which we're calling Trevor Done a Noise. Should we listen to the clue once more, Matthew?
Yeah, here we go.
Oi, Alfie, Harvey, put your bottoms away. The Reverend Song the Young's coming. Duck!
Right, okay. We've got some more wrong answers. Some, Jess Pagram having another guess. The Cult, She Sells Sanctuary. Is that it, Trev?
Why would it be that? That's unbelievable.
I don't know, Trevor.
They're joining in. I know they're joining in.
You
but
shouldn't
that's
attack people
That's
like that.
brilliant. How she's got that.
Don't
I
try
like
and
her.
turn it round.
I'm not trying to turn anything round. I
Trevor.
just think it's amazing that she got that song from that sound.
Would it be that? Would it be that? You went all aggressive. Darren from Manchester goes, is it The Whole of the Moon by the Waterboys? Is it?
It isn't. I'm very sorry it's not.
So this moon theme keeps coming up again and again. I think, though, we've got someone who's got the correct answer on the line now. It's Angelo, is it? Are you there, Angelo?
Buongiorno, boys.
Buongiorno, Angelo.
How are you, all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Are you Italian, then?
I am. Well, not Italian, Italian.
I know I shouldn't say Italian, should I? I don't know where
Well,
I picked
actually,
that up
I'm
from.
British, really.
You're British?
I was born here. I've got Italian parentage, so...
Nice one. Well, you know, fair enough. You're living in Tottenham, are you?
Yeah.
Right, so you've heard Trevor's Trevor Done a Noise thing.
Yeah.
And you've got an answer to offer, and we believe it to be the right answer. Trevor's yet to confirm it, and you may have picked up from listening to the show that Trevor is an erratic man. He may change his mind at any moment. So, Angelo, let's hear your answer. What do you believe Trevor's Done a Noise clue was pertaining to?
Well, you could hear the river running, and also you've got Alfie, Harvey and Sun Young. They're all, if you put moon after them, you'd get Moon River.
Fantastic! Is that the right answer, Trev?
That is the right answer.
Oh, yes, atmosphere! Atmosphere!
I love the way you put that together.
Angelo.
6 Music.
Blimey,
about the
Matt,
sounds?
what a crazy way to celebrate. Matt has played in 6 Music. Go! Well done. Angelo, I think you did... What
What about the noises at the end, Angela? Did you get them?
were the noises at the end?
The duck.
Yes.
So you got obviously the river. I didn't understand the last bit.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
So what was the last bit, Trev? You said you could validate and justify...
Well, the duck's got two meanings. It's got duck, which floats on a river. It's also duck because the cow is jumping over the moon, and that was what that final noise was.
Duck? Oh, Trevor, that's a ridiculously abstract, surrealist, Dadaist clue.
Not ridiculous.
Trevor,
yes.
Can I just say, if they ever relaunch 321...
Yeah.
I think they could use your clues.
They could, couldn't they?
Thanks for that. Thank you. I'm going to write that down. Thanks a lot.
Said the word tennis, and it's because it's court. I'll see you in court, much like the court cases endured by different murderers, and the prize is an apple. Right, okay, so we're going to listen to Moon River by Morrissey a little bit later, but before that, we're going to congratulate you, Angelo, by listening to some recent events.
I'm actually seeing him tomorrow night at Ali Pally.
Oh, wicked, yeah, I'm a big fan of Morrissey, and the cat's called Morrissey, love everything about Morrissey. Angelo, do you want to come on the show next week to, like, sit on our respective laps? That's part of your prize.
I would have done, but I've got a wedding next Sunday, so I couldn't come anyway.
You're turning down our laps.
Unless you want to come to the wedding.
Well, I think it's your nuptial festival would have to take second place to this, but in a way we're all married as six music listeners, aren't we? Let's have a listen to the news. Congratulations, Angelo. Morrissey's coming up.
Digital Radio.
Righto, so that's Morrissey, Moon River. We nearly had that straight out of the news, but it would have been really melancholy to come out of a news broadcast where Wayne Rooney's injured, Keith Richards fallen out of a tree, John Prescott's having it off, and then going to Moon River, just like, oh, society's crumbling. And we've been talking about things that we like over the course of this show. We've got Danny McNamara from Embrace. Let's welcome him with Atmosphere.
Hi there, you alright?
Danny, alright, Dan, you alright, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, we're really well today. We feel sort of we're a bit worried, of course, about Wayne Rooney. Oh no, you're going to have to adjust the lyrics to your song?
Well, we've got a song on our album called No Use Crying, so maybe we should just dust that down and bring that out.
Oh no. Oh no, there is no use crying, Danny. Oh, blimey.
So what's happened to him? I've only just got up, so I haven't heard the news or anything. What's he done?
It looks like he's good. Well, the most recent thing we've heard is like he's out for 6 weeks. Maybe he'll miss the first couple of games and come back, but it just, you know, it doesn't look very positive, does it, the whole business?
Oh no, that's tragic, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
We need to get Uri Geller out and get him to do some of his healing, whatever it is that he does.
Well, I met Uri once, right, and, you know, quite frankly... No, I like him, actually. no, he was nice. He was nice. He took glee in bending that spoon up. He came on a television programme I do. He like bent up like he goes, "Hey Russell, come and look at this," and like sort of bent the spoon up with his mind. And
when you say quite frankly on radio, all your producers will probably wince and start looking at the door.
Don't be frank. For God's sake, put everything behind a veil of charm. Don't reveal the candid truth. Danny, over the course of the show, mate, we've been talking about odd things we like. We learned that Matt, what did you like? Matt, you like running for a bus as long as it's an achievable goal. Matt's one of my mates. You've met Matt. He likes that. Trevor Locke likes killing...
Power cuts. I like power cuts.
There's no killing mice, Trev. Don't try and... Oh, Trevor Locke, the man who likes power cuts. You will be remembered as mouse murderer, cocky Lockie.
That's not true, Danny. That's a joke that they've done about me.
He's been going on the old show. He gets glee. He counts them up and he says he gets their pelts afterwards. He calls them their pelts and he wears them as trophies round his neck and that.
That bit is true, Danny.
He's thinking about wearing mouse pants.
Sick, man. That's sick.
He's messed up, isn't he, Danny? Have you got any odd peccadillos and
yeah,
quirks?
there's a couple of things that I just thought of. One of the things I quite like is, you know when you've got, like, carrier bags from, like, supermarkets?
Yeah.
Using them to line your waste paper basket.
I do that. That's great.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, that's it, Danny.
I just love that everything's got its own place, you know? I just love that you can get a second use out of a carrier bag like that. I also love, you know when they put park benches halfway up a really steep hill?
Yeah, that's nice.
I love that people have gone to the trouble to do that, you know?
That's really...
You're walking up a steep hill and you think I could do with a sit down, and there is park bench.
So Trevor Locke, what he'd be thinking off like that hill is, oh, I wish I had a mallet and a hamster to slay to spice up this tedious journey. See, Danny, you making them observations, right? What we can reveal about Danny McNamara's character is, right, that he cares about the environment, he reuses them plastic bags, and he's got a poet's mind because he's thought, oh, that's nice that that's there. I mean, there's that bench halfway up a hill.
Yeah. I'm an environmental poet.
You're an environmental poet. That's how you've come across. Matt, were you about to make an observation?
Yeah, Danny's a nice guy, and you're complaining in hotels. That's even worse.
Oh, I'm not complaining hotels, you know, I've given up drugs, haven't I? I need something to go on about. Dan, here's some more emails and texts and stuff that we've been sent. You can join in with this. Someone here says, I like drawing on people's faces when they sleep. Drunken get-togethers are an excellent opportunity. Also, hostels for those suffering from acute narcolepsy. You shouldn't be going in there, and they shouldn't have their own hostels anyway.
She said drawing faces on people's faces.
I think she said
narcolepsy. What's that? Is that the one? Is that the one where you like to do it with dead bodies, or is that the one where you fall asleep all the time?
That's falling asleep.
Just simply going to sleep, Danny. Not
What's the dead body one then?
That is called necrophilia.
Ah, that's it, yeah. There you go.
If you like having it off with a dead body. Don't write a record about that, Danny.
I promise.
It's a forbidden love, at best. That's not something that we all share in. That's not
it's
like...
a love that does not speak its name.
Yeah, that goes against nature's law, Danny.
It really does. Very good, Trevor Locke. But like, yeah, it's not thought of, and necrophilia is not thought of as a charming, quaint character quirk. Oh, he's a lovely guy, Danny from Embrace. You know, you'll never guess, he likes having sex with dead people. Don't judge him, no, you know, he's a proper laugh.
It's not after dinner conversation, is it?
No, it's not appropriate. Where are you, Danny? What's all this racket?
I'm in a train station. I'm trying to find somewhere that's quiet. Sort of walking around trying to find somewhere that isn't an absolute din in the background, so I can hardly hear you. But yeah, I ought not to say which train station, actually.
Why?
Well, all right, I will say I'm in Leeds train station, so if there's any fans out there...
Leeds train station, you can find out, you do stuff like that.
Come and stalk me.
Yeah,
I'll be here for the next 10-15 minutes on platform 12C.
Nice one. Danny, go and get Danny. This is exclusive. This is brilliant. Danny Mac, he's out there, he's unguarded, he's loose, we could get him. You could pin him down. You could blame him for Wayne Rooney's injury. The music of Embrace
I hope that doesn't, you know, because Wayne Rooney's, like, pretty crucial to the England team. I hope that doesn't, like... Totally scupper, because Owen's a bit injured as well, isn't he?
Owen's a bit injured.
Apparently he's fine now. Apparently Owen's fine.
Really?
Oh, is he fine now?
Apparently he is, yeah.
I mean,
that's such a soap opera, isn't it?
It is a soap opera. What a caper it is. Okay, well, I guess we should play some music, probably, shouldn't we? I mean, we've been on the phone a little while, Dan. Let's see if there's anything else I can tell you before we go, because I'm trying to keep Danny at platform 12C Leeds train station long enough for someone to think, right, I'm going to get him. I like the idea of someone fleeing through the Leeds streets, making their way to the train station, launching themselves into his arms, kissing you. Because if I was in Leeds right now and listening to this, I'd do that.
You'd go and kiss Danny?
I'd go and kiss him. Not necessarily kiss him, because I've got a tentative friendship with Danny that I wouldn't want to ruin by with sexual contact. Although now, probably what I'd do is I'd paint myself white and lie on the floor, wait for him to kiss me. If he thinks I'm a corpse, it wouldn't be that long. So, okay. Oh, here's the one, Danny. We've got a person here that says, and they've not said their name, but they go, I like it. I'll do the jingle. We've been doing this jingle, Dan.
I like it.
That's what we do when we like something. He goes, I like it when you're entrusted... Well, you didn't seem that impressed with that, Danny, and I'm hurt. I like it when you're entrusted with spare keys to someone's house and the day arrives when you're asked to go in. Nothing compares to turning the keys in the lock and walking through the door on your own into a darkened interior. I also like going into houses I've never seen before. It's magical. That's interesting. If that person lives in Leeds, that's the kind of person who'll get a real buzz out of fleeing down platform 12C and pursuing Danny, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just the kind of person I want turning up.
You need them, don't you? At a time like this. Okay, Dan, we better... what are we going to play?
96 Tears.
Question mark and the Mysterian. Oh, nice. Okay, so, Danny, thanks for coming on the show, mate. Lovely to chat to you. We'll be in touch.
My pleasure, Russell.
Hey, send us a text. Let us know if anyone turns up at platform 12C, mate.
If they do, I'll call you back.
Nice one. All right.
Cheers, Dan.
Take it easy.
Right,
Ta-ra now. Bye-bye. See you.
See you, bye.
960 is question mark and the Mysterians. You're here listening to... Well, you're not here, because if you... I mean, imagine it'll be reckless. You're probably running towards Danny McNamara, platform 12C, Leeds station. He did hang up pretty rapidly, didn't he, once that ended?
Yeah.
He got off a bit sharpish.
Isn't he from Leeds, though?
Well, I think he's safe there, I think. You know, yeah, they are from Leeds, aren't they? Embrace. Yeah, Huddersfield, did you say?
That's all up there, isn't it?
Well, I mean, essentially, there's the north and the south, isn't there? I mean, that's where the great divide is. Six Music is an inclusive station. We've got people listening to us in China. That Kate, she confirms she is listening in China. You're listening to Russell Brand, Trevor Locke, Matt Morgan on Six Music. We've been talking about things that people like. We've had a little competition. Well, just lost something vital to the show, all those things. There was some lovely stuff that people came up with that they liked over the show, didn't they? I like that person who liked snooping round houses. There's a woman who liked cutting slugs in half with scissors. We tried to get in touch with her.
That is naughty.
It's weird, isn't it? I mean,
weird, it's wrong.
Unless she's a gardener, but even then, there's less cruel ones.
Drown them in alcohol.
That's not a suitable
That's what my mother
substitute.
did. Drown them in beer, put a little beer in paper cups, sunk them into the ground, and then they would drown.
Blimey, that sounds
drown happy.
Quite complex way of killing a slug.
It's not. It's
Fill a cup with booze, bury the cup in the ground, drown a slug in booze.
Exactly, because they like the smell of alcohol, they like the taste of it, they go in there, they drown, and then if your dog comes out and drinks it, there's no harm. But if
Except your dog is drunk and has been eating slugs,
it's
and
only a
it's
paper
weird.
cup full of Guinness or whatever it is.
Trevor, your mum sounds like your mum sounds like she was a criminal genius murdering slugs, and no wonder her son grew up to relish the killing of mice and keep their skulls as trophies.
Don't be silly.
You do, it was worrying. So, OK, it's almost time for our show to end now. Have you enjoyed yourself, Matt?
Yes, I've had a tremendous time.
Yeah, you have, haven't you? You've made some lovely contributions talking about buses and stuff. We started off the show talking about things we like. Matt likes the sense of triumph of running after a bus. I like it... well, let's do that one more time, shall we? Give him a few more quid. I like it when...
Don't repeat it. Use that as the I like it and then carry on talking.
Alright, go on then. Let's try it then.
I like it.
When you press the button to open the door of a bus and it's like the secret emergency button. I really...
I like
Only I needed I. Alright, okay. I don't understand grammatical structure. So we've had some lovely supportive text messages and only one hate-filled one. But it was a good use of James Blunt as rhyming slang.
Yes.
So even that is to be complimented. But mostly people having a lovely time, people listening to it naked, people listening to the show while kissing. If you're out there making love listening to this show,
I like it.
very, very much indeed. So we've got Mr. G, who's perhaps London's finest poet, the poet laureate of London's youth, and he is here to give us a poem. He's got his own show on Radio 4. He's going to give us a quick poem. Let's create some atmosphere. Yeah, all right. Yeah. What's this poem about, G?
This poem is about the number 3 bus which I used to run to when I was a child from school.
Nice.
Oh, that makes me...
Did you ever press was it an open back bus, or...?
Yeah, it was an open back bus, you just jump straight on the back.
So you didn't need to meddle with the emergency button?
Never need to meddle, just needed a fast pair of feet.
That's all that was required. And preferably your own. If you were Trevor Locke, those would be Mouse's feet. Up and down your naked body while you bathe. So, OK, G, then, hit us, baby, with some poetry.
Okay, this piece is called The Back of the Bus. The back of the bus, it was attractive to us. It was our symbol of power and rebelliousness. We thought we were bad, chilling on those back seats, cracking jokes about old folks while we just unwrapped sweets and clapped beats to complete for every time that we cussed. Every brother and his mother from the back of the bus. Never knowing for a moment that those old folks could be us. Coming home wasted from work did, looking so serious. And now we're cussing those feisty school kids, causing so much ruckus. But we're jealous that they replaced our bid for the back of the bus.
Poetry there, Mr. G! We like it! We like poetry! I like the way you conjure the atmosphere of childhood on a bus! Nice, and of course the inevitability of ageing. All there in that lovely poem, Mr. G there. When's your Radio 4 show on, mate?
It's going to be coming on June the 13th, 11 o'clock. Best of poetry.
I've not been invited on that, even though I am a poet myself.
Maybe you were busy with Trevor killing mice.
I don't get involved in Trevor's activities. Right, so after this show, right, we've got Music Week with Julie Cullen, and we're going to listen to Sigur Rós. You really like them, don't you?
Sigur Rós. I love them so much. I'm going to press this button.
Go on, press the button. Right, we've just had a text from Danny McNamara. He's been pinned down. He's now on station. He's on platform 12B with his trousers around his ankles, yelping, blaming himself for Wayne Rooney's injury and taking punishment in a wonderful way for a northern man. Very proud he is. But what's that he's saying? Beneath the screams and the cries, we can hear him say,
I like
Danny McNamara, you saucy devil. We're going to be back next week. We're going to have competitions. Noel Gallagher has promised me that he's coming on the show next week. Carl Pilkington has to come on the show to show that we still love each other. And all sorts of other fantastic things will be happening on the Russell Brand 6 Music Show, so tune in. Matt, have you got anything you want to say to your parents who brought you up to fear wee-wees?
Thank you for everything you've done. You can leave now.
Release your parents. Trevor Locke, have you got anything to add about this mouse murder?
I'd just like to say that I like pop stars travelling on public transport.
I like it. Okay, so listen to Music Week next. Thanks, Mr. G. Thanks, Danny McNamara. Thanks, everyone who contributed. Woo, yeah, okay. Sigur Rós.